Dude, I actually can't pull up the Operation Health. I can't pull. I'm trying to make a video telling people how to do things on this game, and I can't.
And you can't even do it.
I can't even. I gotta close the whole app now.
No, God.
What's going on YouTube? It's Gmoney and Papa Z here.
Hello.
Yeah, and we got a video for you guys. We've got actually quite a big video here. It's gonna be it is the ultimate guide to Rainbow Six Siege for beginners. We're gonna cover everything. Yeah, everything. Everything you need to know as a beginner is gonna be in this video or in the comment section of this video. If you want to know something specific, go to the description of this video. There's going to be timestamps there. That way you can skip through the stuff you do know and skip directly to the stuff you don't know. And as I was saying, if I forget something that you do know, be sure to comment it down below so that we get everything that these noobs are going to need to know and all in one place. To start off, let's try this again. All right, so start us off, the very first tip. This is like if you just got the game and you got nothing. You don't know what you're doing, right? Right now, you don't know what you're doing. This tip is for you, right? So you have 0 renown, you've got no friends, you don't know what to do. Click the Ubisoft thing, right there. Click it. And then a lot of people don't know this. This is even going to help out for people that have had the game for a long time. You can go into rewards here on this Ubisoft thing, and there's actually a free renown booster. I know I didn't know this for a long time, but I've already got the green check mark because I've already used mine. But this will give you a 24-hour renown booster that's going to help a lot if you just got the game or if you're still trying to save up renown to get all those operators. Once you've unlocked that 24-hour booster, go ahead and activate it, and then we're going to start doing the tutorials. Doing these tutorials is going to give you 800 to 1,000 renown, and all you have to do is click it and then hit circle or back out of it if you're on PC. And doing that takes like 3 seconds. That gives you like a buttload of renown right there. So you can unlock operators before you even start playing casual. The next step is going to be to go into situations. Mine is unavailable because I got a bro in my squad here. Lol.
Hello.
Yeah, Gmoney. And so, but yeah, go into situations, and all of these, they have objectives, as you can see here. They have objectives like, finish this situation with 50 health remaining or under 5 minutes, that type of thing. That every time you do one of those gives you 200 renown. So finishing a situation, you have the potential to get up to, I don't know, thousands of renown from just one situation if you do it all correctly. So, and plus you're going to have that booster on, so it's going to get you even more renown. So you can unlock all these operators and get you going into casual. Now, if you did just start playing the game and you're like, screw all that, I don't want to do that, and you want to jump in with your buddies immediately, one quick tip is on the recruit's guns, the best guns to go with if you're going to use recruit is on defense is going to be the MP7 because the iron sights are the easiest iron sights to use in the game. The other option is going to be the M870 shotgun because it's really easy to use with iron sights as well. You don't really have to scope in. And that's also on the attacking side. You can use that M870 because most of the attackers' guns don't have very good iron sights. So if I'm going recruit, I prefer to use the M870. The first thing we're going to go over is attacking. We're going to go over everything you need to know as an attacker and a noob in Rainbow Six Siege. The first tip we're going to go over is shooting cameras. So this is really important because as soon as you come into the game, you spawn, and then a lot of the times the defender is going to be on the cameras immediately. And what that's going to do is they're going to ID you, and they're going to see what attackers they're dealing with, and they're going to know who's attacking them, which kind of gives them not a huge advantage, but a slight advantage, or at least it's good having that information. So on every single map, the first thing you want to do when you spawn in as an attacker is you want to find the cameras and shoot them out. And do this on every single map, every single time you start attacking. As soon as you spawn in, shoot the cameras. Stop.
Did you forget to do something?
I forgot to shoot the freaking camera. So you always shoot the cameras. because they'll spot you, and now they know where I am.
It's like the first thing we talked about, bro.
Also, if you're Twitch, you can actually ride around and shoot the cameras in the prep phase, which is really helpful because then as soon as the round starts, the defenders don't have any cams, which kind of that's a big deal to just not have cams right off the bat. That's a huge portion of the defenders' gameplay. I'm gonna shoot myself. Never done that. So Gmoney is Valkyrie because we wanted to point out what Valkyrie cams look like. See right here, these are Valkyrie cams. Oh, nice smiley face. So these are Valkyrie cams. When someone's on one, it's gonna be blue. See the one that he's on is blue, and it's good to know what these look like. That way you can spot them if they're in like a in like a pretty discreet location.
Yeah, another thing, like obviously they're not going to just stick them up on the wall like that for you. So a lot of times, like if I'm Valkyrie, I'll try to put them in a sneaky spot. So there's like a camera right here, and I'm not going to put it near that because that's going to be easy to spot. But what I like to do is find me a little spot somewhere up in here, do that. So that way you have a good view of like the living room and the hallway and things like that. So if you're getting spotted, you definitely want to look, obviously look for the blue or red light, depending on if it's a regular camera or a Valkyrie camera. But don't think that they're just going to set them out on a wall for you to see, because they can just run up and pop.
Also, if you are an attacker, you can, in the prep phase, you're going to be IDing all the defenders. So this is Valkyrie, and you don't have to worry about it if they don't have a Valkyrie, but she's a pretty common pick. So look out for those cameras if you are attacking and see a Valkyrie. Okay, so in the prep phase, just press right on the D-pad, and that'll let you change your spawn. And this is only in ranked, but I didn't know that for the longest time, that you can press right on the D-pad and change your spawn whenever you're an attacker. I always thought that you just had to stick with the spot that you picked immediately, like right off the bat, even in ranked. But yeah, press right on the D-pad, you change your spawn. And also, when you're doing that, you press right on the D-pad to change your spawn. It's important that in the droning phase, you save your drone. A lot of the time, what I'll do is we drone out and we find the objective, right? And then I'll take my drone outside and I'll take it somewhere safe. That way, when the round starts, I can just go pick it up, and then I have 2 drones, which is a really, really good thing to have. It's a huge advantage to be able to drone out, get it shot, and then drone again.
Yeah, it's always, if you can't save it, always try to put it someplace where you'll be able to see people, or your teammates will be able to see it and they'll be able to make callouts from it.
Right. Yeah. So if your drone is still alive, and they found the objective, see, I'll set my drone up like right here, because it's gonna be hard for the defenders to see. And there's tons of spots on all the maps where you can hide your drone and you can see defenders, or even go pick up your drone later, and then and just really get some use out of it, rather than just running into the objective with your drone, pinging a whole bunch for like 50 points and then killing your drone, because that's not going to help your team win. So also, one good thing to know is on pretty much every single map, when you're running up to the building, there's a way for you. Okay, if I spawn right here, I can't get spawn peeked, because a spawn peek is when you die immediately as you spawn in. A lot of people, they don't know that. They think that a spawn peek is okay. So see Valkyrie right there? A lot of people think a spawn peek is if she kills me right here, but really it was just me not keeping cover as I was running towards the building. Now that's your own fault, and that's not a spawn peek. That's just good defensive play, or more so poor attacking play. So so every time you spawn in as an attacker, you shoot those cams, and then keep cover when you're going in. See, if I was to spawn right here, I always peek this every single time. I look at the windows, because there's a window there, there's a window there behind the tree, there's a door, and there's this window. So I could get peeked from all those places, including those doors over there. So what I would do is, as soon as I spawn in, I shoot this cam, and then I start looking at all the windows, and I look up here, I look at that window, and a lot of the time there's not going to be a defender there. They're not going to spawn peek. But just check them first. Check them first and then start running up to the building so you don't die immediately and have a bad time. Right? Okay, so a lot of people, when they're new, they don't drone, right? Every single operator on attack side has a drone, and 2 drones actually. So drone clear in here, right? Now what this is I'm hanging on this window and I need to go plant, right? Because that's me as attacker. That's what I need to do. So I'm gonna throw my drone in, right? And I'm gonna be looking, making sure it's clear, and oh no, there's a Valkyrie. All right, so you got that information. It's important to see how Valkyrie just shot my drone. It's important that when you're droning, you actually try to hide your drone. See, if I had droned from over here and peeked her like this, she doesn't know that I see her there, right? Because he can't see my drone. And so then at this point, I know exactly where to aim when I'm coming in. And then it's easy kill for me and no problem. So drone it out, clear it out, and then after you've killed the defender, you need to have a headset on and you need to be hearing. Because right after you kill this defender, the whole of their team sees that skull on their screen. And so you need to be ready for someone to come and kill you. So just drone and then clear and then listen. Drone clear in here. That's the basics, the very basics of attacking. Now another thing about repelling is, okay, say you're trying to get into construction area right here. You want to make sure you're conscious of where your repel line is, because if my repel line's right in the middle of the window, then the defenders are going to be able to tell where I'm at. And so if I'm repelling up, then I'm going to get shot in the head like immediately. So don't put your repel line in front of the window. Put it like this. That way they can't see where you're coming from. They definitely are going to be able to hear you. So definitely, keep your angle and be conscious of that. But just make sure you don't put your repel line right on the window, because then they all know exactly where you are. So another thing to do while you're repelling is make one little hole in it like that, and then you can throw your drone in that hole. Now, I don't have a drone. I don't have a drone.
Could if you had a drone.
Yeah. See, I got my drone shot, and, well, that's not a good thing to do. But you can throw your drone in, and then once you clear it out, then hit it the other 2 times. Because if you just start hitting it 3 times and you haven't droned it out, they're going to hear that first hit, and they're going to start spraying at the window, and you're going to die. So also, another good thing to note is, as an attacker, or really playing this game in general, there's a ping, right? So a ping is where, it's the easiest way to explain it is if I peek first, I'm going to see the defender before they see me, ever so slightly quicker because of internet connections and how they work, right? So if I'm hiding right here and I peek, he sees that a half second later than I actually see him. So one huge mistake as an attacker, a beginner as an attacker is this right here. Someone will, you drone in or whatever, and you start walking in, and you're doing this. You're crouch walking really slow all through the map. Now this is not good at all. You're a sitting duck, you're an easy target, and you're not utilizing the ping advantage at all. What you want to do is move quickly but efficiently. So after you've droned in, if you see that Valkyrie is sitting there like we did earlier, then you want to jump in and quickly go there and quickly shoot. She's not going to have any chance at all if you do it really, really fast like that. Please kill me.
I can't aim. All aim, no bad.
Finally, dude.
I was just holding it in one spot.
Oh. Waiting for me to walk into it. What up, dude? MTV Cribs. This is my new house. Ooh, it's a mansion, boy. Alright, so next thing we're going to go over as an attacker is, if you're new, what I've found a lot is people that are new to the game, they tend to play too slow, and then they're going to end up the last person alive. Now, it's not really a bad thing to be the last person alive, but the real problem is if you're the last alive, a lot of the time people tend to play too passively. They're like, okay, 1v4, 1v5, then you need to play aggressively. A lot of people will play way too passive, and they'll kill somebody, and then they'll stay right in that spot, and then they just come get molested by like 3 people. That's not a good thing to do. What I've found works really well when it's 1v4 or 1v5 is play super aggressive, right? Now, it's important to note that you're probably going to lose anyway. If it's 1v4, 1v5, that type of thing, and you're the last alive, I mean, the worst that can happen is you lose. And let's be honest, in that situation, even if you're a pro, a lot of the time that means it's over for you. So what the defenders don't expect is you running and playing really aggressive. Now, what I like to do is like say this is actually, where's the objective? Okay, so if I were to run in aggressive like and kill someone on objective here, right? Then the whole enemy team just heard me. They heard me, they know where I am, so I would run back out. And then I would enter from an entire different place of the building or the room or anything that you're attacking, right? And what this does is basically it resets like the defender's thinking. Now, they knew where you were, and they're all kind of flooding to that position because everybody wants to kill or they want to win, whatever it is. And so now I could come in over here, and people aren't going to be ready for that because I just sprinted across the map quickly, and they thought I was right here, and so I would probably get another couple kills with someone looking at that door and not ready for me to come from another position.
Yeah, that's a pretty good strategy. I always like to pay attention to how much time is left, because if it's 2 minutes left, your last one alive, use your drone if you've got it. I really can't say that enough about anything in this game. It's just use your drone when you can. A lot of times I've been able to get kills that I probably shouldn't have been able to just because someone was playing too aggressive or something like that, or peeking an angle that they shouldn't have been, and I saw that because of my drone. And in a 3v5 situation or a 1v5 situation, it's really important to, like Nick said, just play aggressive.
Yeah, get that information with your drone, and then play aggressively because you have that information and they don't know where you are.
Another thing is just take it 1 kill at a time. You can only kill 1 person at a time. Get 1 kill, gain some momentum, and just keep building on that, and not try to kill all 5 of them with 1 bullet. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, and don't forget to drone again, because a lot of people, they get in that 1v4 situation, they're like, oh, it's over. And yeah, it is likely that it's over, but that doesn't mean just like don't try. You definitely still need to use your drone and try to gather what information you can. Another thing that I want to point out when you're the last alive is a lot of the time what people are going to do if you're new is they're all going to be yelling at you, telling you what to do. Now, when I was new, I was like, okay, I'm going to try and do what you're telling me to do. But like, okay, backseat game me, Gmoney.
No, don't peek that. Dude, where are you going there? The other direction. Dude, you need to reload. You only have 30 bullets in your gun. You need to have 31 bullets in your gun. Why did you switch to your... Why'd you switch to your pistol, dude? Dude, switch back to your rifle. Come on. What are you doing? Dude, you breach that. You need to shoot the breaching charge. You need to breach the hatch. You need to go plant downstairs.
All right. So, you see, that's what people are going to be doing to you. And it's honestly, it's toxic and it sucks. Like, some people will make good callouts, but I've often found that when I'm the last person alive and everyone's yelling at me like this, you panic and then you die and it's all useless. And then they're all triggered because you should have looked left or whatever they were saying to do. What I did for a long time when I was playing alone, like without buddies, is if I was the last alive, I would go in and mute everybody. That way they could be yelling at me all they want, but all I'm doing is focusing on my game and droning out and going and killing them. And if I lose, they can't say anything because they all just died first. I just happened to be the last one alive, right?
Yeah, don't ever say anything unless you have something to say. Don't just talk for the sake of talking. If you have a good call out, like if you drone this and you see, oh, Caveira's on the stairs, you can say, hey, Caveira's on the stairs to your right.
Right.
Just present information and let the player do with it what he will. Don't tell them what to do. Don't tell them how to peek. Don't tell them to go prone or not or whatever. Everyone has their own way of playing, and you don't get to decide how they do it. Because you already died, so whatever you did obviously didn't work. So
Right.
how about that?
Yeah, just give them the information. Don't be like, oh, look right, go down the stairs. Just say, hey, Cav's on the lower stairs, right? That's all you have to say. And then, you know, if they didn't hear you, sometimes say it a couple times, but don't sit there and tell them, hey, go forward, and then look down the stairs. Because, like, that's not going to help the situation at all. That honestly might get them killed if they're going towards an enemy, but only because you're telling them to do that, and they don't actually know that an enemy is there. So,
And the more you talk, the less they can hear.
yeah, the more you talk, the less they're going to be able to sound whore and hear where people are actually at. The next thing we're going to go over is entering doors quickly. I didn't know this for the longest time, and it's really good to know as an attacker, is you can hit this barricaded door in the right spot to where you can vault through it after just one hit, right? All right, so this spot on the door right there. Hit it once, and then you're going to get the vault. And so if you're trying to rush or you're trying to be quick, or really you always want to be quick, because when you hit a door once, everyone's going to hear it and they're going to know where you are. So hit it right in that spot, and then you can vault through after just hitting it once and get in a lot quicker than you could if you had to hit it twice or even 3 times. And again, that spot is right. Oh. Wrecked. Okay, so always play the objective. Now, everyone always turns this into just like a big death match, especially at the lower ranks and in casual, the people that have just started playing the game, is they'll just try and run and kill everybody. But you actually need to play the objective. Now, this is bomb. So, I'm not gonna... So, like on secure area, if the attackers are securing the area, and you're a defender, right? And so let's say there's 4 attackers all securing the area, and you're outside. Now, a lot of people, they get scared to run in and like contest it, because I mean it's 1v4 or 1v3 or whatever, and they're securing. It's very unlikely for you to run in there, kill everyone, and win, right? But if you stand outside the objective, you're gonna lose no matter what. So it's best to just run in there and give it a shot at least, and contest it before they just win by securing the area, and actually give it a shot rather than just standing outside the objective, saving your KD, and not being a team player.
Yeah, your teammates will always appreciate an effort, but if you just kind of stand around and you're like, oh, I don't want to die, there's no point in dying, that's not really a good team attitude. Which, and if you're queuing by yourself, that's your prerogative, but it's always better to play for the team win and not for individual things.
Exactly. Stop it. Okay, another thing a lot of people do... Oh. Dang it. Always watch out for traps. Okay, yeah, so always look out for traps. Now, trap operators are... It's going to be Frost and Capcan. Now, at the lower ranks, or when you're new, these are a really big deal. Because, now, see how well hidden, with the barricade and the barbed wire, see how well hidden that Frost trap is? You're really going to need to look out for that with your drone. Especially, like, so when the prep phase is starting, you'll generally ID all the defenders. So look out and see if there's a Frost or a Capcan. And these are going to be the... Oh, I'm out of drones. Aww. So... This is Frost Trap, and you basically, what you need to do is you need to stare at a Frost Trap for a good long time, and get this image in your head. This is what you need to look out for. I stepped on so many Frost Traps and ran into so many Capcan mines when I was new to this game. I was really good at gun games. I was really good at shooting people, but traps would kill me every time, and it was really, really frustrating to run in as Ash, be ready to kill a whole bunch of people, and then get killed by a trap. So look out for traps. Just always be conscious of that. Unless you've ID'd every single defender and there's no Frost or Capcan, then you can kind of get it. You can kind of get that out of your mind to look out for traps, and you can play a little faster.
And they're also destructible. Just a few bullets to a frost trap and 1 bullet to a cat can will destroy it.
So here's a quick tip for if you see a frost on the enemy team. It's really important. It's really common to put frost traps below windows. Now, I can't really tell if there's a frost trap there, and I haven't droned it. But if I'm going to jump in, shoot down quick like that. And now, if you see that they have a frost, just kind of do this to every window. Now, what that's going to do is it just blows up that frost trap, so you don't get frost trapped jumping through a window. Another quick tip for frost traps is inverted repelling. Now, if you're repelling, you can press circle, and that'll make you go upside down. And this way, you can shoot frost traps before. Oh, I'm so potato at talking. This way, you can shoot frost traps like otherwise that you couldn't shoot, right? Like if I'm just repelling like this, I don't see it. I can go up here, and I can invert, and then I can shoot that frost trap, and I don't have to worry about it. And they can't really shoot you from this position, so.
Yeah, and it's also really difficult, pretty much impossible to repel in and shoot a frost trap at the same time.
Right.
I've tried it many times, and I've never been able to do it.
Yeah, repelling in and shooting the frost trap is not a good thing to try. So this is everything you're going to need to know as a defender in Rainbow Six Siege. All the tips being a beginner as a defender. So in the preparation phase, it's really important to put up your barricades. Now, I know people and that'll just run off. Like they're a defender and they just run off, they don't put up their barricades. Now this, in secure area or hostage, this is a big deal. Leaving walls soft. It's not good to just run off and start roaming immediately without placing your stuff. All your utility that's supposed to be left on objective is really important to put down. So I'll put my barricades up, and then also you want to place all your barbed wire if you're going to roam. Just place all your barbed wire barricades up. If you have a shield and you plan on using it, put it wherever you want to use it, but don't just run off and start roaming immediately, because that's going to kind of bone your teamwork, and that sucks. It sucks to, like, if you're an anchor with someone that sits on objective, if for your teammates to run off and leave walls soft like this is really unfortunate. It makes it tough for you to defend the objective, and all around it's just not good team play. As soon as the preparation phase ends, and what this is going to do is, because the attackers are probably going to shoot the exterior cameras immediately, but what this is going to do is it's going to ID the enemies. That way you know who's attacking. Now, sometimes they'll shoot the cameras before you have a chance to do that, but if you do it right as the preparation phase ends, then you're going to ID the enemies that are coming up, and you're going to also be able to tell which side of the building they're coming from. So, like, as you can see here, I see an enemy. I've ID'd him, and then since this is an exterior camera, they're probably going to shoot it anyway. If there's like 5 or 6 enemies in your camera, go ahead and ping them, and then you can see which direction they're coming from. See, now I see that ping there, and I know that enemy is attacking from this side of the building. Now later on in the game, you're going to kind of learn what direction that is, and so you won't have to ping them. But at the lower ranks, for the exterior cams, to figure out where the enemies are all coming from and ID them and everything, it's good to just ping them and get that out of the way. That way you know where they're coming from. A big problem I see with people that are new to the game that are defending, a lot of the time they sit on objective. Now, this is not really a good strat for a lot of objectives. It takes a lot of skill to learn where to sit and what walls are going to be able to be breached through and such. So roaming is really effective. Now, generally you want 1 or 2 people at least on site that are, sitting behind a shield or holding a really good angle. But as soon as the prep phase starts and you know where the enemies are, it's good to stay off the objective and try to flank them as they're going into the objective. Now, this is good for slowing down the attackers. I actually have an entire video on how to roam, so I'm going to link that into the description. But roaming is really effective, and a lot of the time you'll be able to get more kills and be more team oriented by roaming in the right spots. So go ahead and go watch that if you want to learn how to roam.
And so if you're staying on objective, like I generally stay on objective a lot while Pap roams. One of the things that you need to understand is that you're not going to see action right away unless things go really wrong. So if you're staying on objective, it's kind of your job to get on the cameras, try to make some callouts, get your roamers in a good position to go get those kills and help your team win. I don't know, and there's obviously no stats kept for how many people you help other people kill by calling things out, but it's a really effective thing if you can communicate well with your teammates and let them know, hey, thermite's in the front door, and then your buddy up there is camping in the bathroom, and then he blasts thermite in the side of the head. That's really important, really helps your team.
Right, yeah, I have a lot of kills just because my buddy Gmoney here he sits on objective, makes those good callouts, and then I come in for the flank and I clean him up, you know what I mean? So it's really, if you are going to be an anchor and stay on objective, make those callouts, because it honestly, I tried it, and I find it boring. It might be your cup of tea, but to each his own.
And also you have to deal with the fact that if things do go wrong, you're the last line of defense, and everyone will probably hate you because you're going to lose a lot of 1v3s. So that's just something you're going to have to deal with.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so what we're going to go over here is holding a tight angle. So as you can see right here, if I hold this angle, there's this little sliver where I can see if an enemy runs by. So, but if an enemy is trying to find me here from that angle, they're not going to be able to find me. So if they run by, I hear them running by, and then I see them right there. I saw a little sliver of them, but that helps you get the jump on them. And see, hold on, let me hold another angle. So do it again. So if I'm holding this tight angle right here, and the enemy runs by, I saw it right there. So then I can get the jump on him because I had a really tight angle, and I just saw that pixel of him, but he had no idea. And so also as a defender, one thing to mention is, so there is the peeker's advantage that we went over, to where you're going to see them before they see you if you peek first. But as a defender, a lot of the times it makes a lot more sense to not peek at all, right? So if we're down to the last 15 seconds or so, and I'm sitting right here, instead of me going in and peeking on this thermite and him having that ability to shoot me, in which case they would win if we were in a 1v1 situation, it's better to just sit on objective and you can wait for them to come in because you know that if it's down to the last 15 seconds or so, which a lot of the time it comes down to, then you know for a fact that if they want to win, they have to come to you. They have to enter through the doors that are open at that moment. So you don't always have to peek if you're a defender. They have to come to you, and it's important to remember that and to play the objective. So another tip for defending is it doesn't always, a lot of people, they just want to lock themselves in, right? This is the first reflex for most new players is I'm safer if I barricade everything and lock myself in. But this is not always the case, right? If every single window is locked up and I can't leave, then those attackers are going to drone me out, and they're going to know I'm sitting on objective and I have no way of getting out. So this is a major disadvantage for me, because then all they have to do is pop one of these open and kill me. And they can do that from any of them because they know I can't leave. Okay, so these next few tips are all kind of about winning more gun battles and just getting more kills. I will be making a video on how to improve your aim on console. So if you want, I'm not going to ask you to subscribe, but I mean, if you want to see that video, I'll be posting it here probably in about a week or so on how to improve your aim on console. And this is going to go for all games. But right now, the tip we're going to go over is watching for kill holes. I know I died to a lot of kill holes when I first started playing this game. And they're really dirty. It's a really tight angle. A really hard thing to see when you start first playing the game. So right here you can see there's little tiny holes, right? Now when you first start playing the game, this doesn't look like much. If I'm playing the game and I've been playing for a long time, I see this and I shoot through it and I get a kill. Because if I see this, I know there's someone else peeking from the other side, and so I can start spraying into these holes, and I can and I can get a headshot on them generally. So I don't recommend creating these kill holes to try and kill people, because if you're playing someone that's slightly more advanced than you, they're just going to spray through these and get a headshot on you. But as a beginner, there's going to be a lot of people doing this. They just put little holes in the walls, and they're going to be peeking like this through it. And so they can see you, and you can't really see them. You can just see the hole. So it's important to get these holes burned into your mind, like just like you did with the traps. You see these holes, just spray a couple bullets at them, and you'll, a lot of time will get a kill, or you'll at least deter the enemy from going back to that kill hole and trying to kill you through it.
Rocket gun.
Okay, now a lot of the time, I see this a ton at even some of the higher ranks when I'm playing with my buddies. Is okay. So say you get in a gun battle, right? Say I'm just playing with my buddies. It's 5v5, and I get in a little gun battle with Frost here, and we're like kind of shooting at each other. And a lot of people, they just zone out. They see her, they're shooting at her. They're oh my gosh, they're ready to kill. You know, they're focused. What you need to be doing is telling your team where that enemy is. Now, a lot of the time, if you're new, you're not going to know that this is master bedroom. But if you look at the bottom of the screen there, you can see it'll tell you what the room is that you're actually in. But say you're in a gun battle with someone and you don't know what room they're in or really how to call it out. On PC, I don't know how to do it, but on console, press left on the D-pad, and that puts a little yellow marker for your whole team to see. Now, that way, if you're in a gun battle, don't just zone out and start, like, firing at them. Because then if you die, I mean, you're just dead, and no one can really help you at that point. But if, say I'm in a gun battle and I'm about to peek this, I can just put a little marker there and say, Frost is near the mark, and then my whole team can either try and come get that kill, or at least they'll know where Frost is at if I die.
Yeah, there have been a lot of times where I've had a teammate, and you can hear them shooting, and they have a mic. I mean, they're even my buddy, and I'll be like, hey, where are they at? And they won't answer, and then they'll die, and then they'll watch the kill cam, which is also a great idea to do. Always watch your kill cams when you first start playing. But by that point, about 10 seconds have ticked off before they even give me a call. And in Siege, 10 seconds is a really long time.
They're gone.
Yeah, that's another thing that you need to learn is when you kill somebody, move. Don't stay near the mark, because most of the callouts that we get from someone dying is, they're on my body.
Yeah, they'll see
and
the
that's
the white skull, and that's going to show where you are. So you need to be getting out of there. You need a boogie.
Yeah, because that's most of the calls, and a lot of times, say if I'm peeking this angle here, like peeking down hallway, and someone dies in master bedroom, I don't want to look away, like, oh look, or somebody died. Like, let me look for where their X is. That's, you know, there's an entire map that you have to look for the X. That's not really a great call out. I mean, it's better than nothing for sure, but learning the room and talking before you die will really help your success as a team.
Yeah, that's team plays, and you want to be team oriented in this game if you want to win. So one important thing to do on defense that as a beginner a lot of people don't think to do is jumping out of the building to get a kill, right? So it's important to remember that this is a tactic you can do. Stop flashing me, Dave. This is going downhill, and it's going downhill fast. When you run out, you have 3 seconds before. See, 1, 2, 3. I'm already behind this guy and ready to kill him, and he was unable to detect me until I was already there ready to kill him, right? Now, a lot of more advanced players are going to be ready for this tactic, but a lot of the time, you can still get them with it because it takes 3 seconds for the game to tell them that you're there, and then it's going to take even more time for them to react to where your location is, because they're going to have to look all around and see where you're actually at. So I can run out, and I can come behind anybody that's repelling here and kill them before the game even tells them, stop it, before the game even tells them that I'm out here. So it's kind of a more risky tactic, obviously, because if you're out there for longer than 3 seconds, they're going to know exactly where you are. But it can be a round ender to run out, get a kill, and then run back in.
it's a good way to punish people who don't kill cameras. Like,
Right.
say for instance, yeah. So if they don't shoot the camera, and you're down there and you're like, oh hey, look, I can see a guy on my camera. He didn't shoot it. He's just been hanging out, whatever, on his drone. You jump out, pow pow, he's dead. And really, I couldn't even hear him jump out like that if you already have that door broken down.
Yeah, so if you're going to do something like this, just be really cautious of claymores. Keep in mind that if you break down a barricade, they're going to be able to hear it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just don't forget that you can make these aggressive plays, and it can be a round winner or even a game winner if you do it properly. So these are all the tips that I've got for you on attacking and defending. Oh, I think an overall tip is don't get frustrated. A lot of the time people get frustrated when they die, and I mean, it's going to happen. It's hard to be consistently good at this game no matter what level you're playing at. So just keep in mind to not get frustrated, because that's just going to make you pissed off and easier to kill in most cases. So,
and it's always good if you're playing with people who make you triggered or whatever, just don't play with them anymore. But if you stick with it and learn and just have some fun with your bros, then it'll be a good time.
So these are all the beginner tips and tricks that I have for you on attacking and defending. As I was saying earlier, if I forgot anything, go ahead and post it in the comments. That way, somebody that's new, they can go look in the comments and they can see tips that I forgot. And I will be making an advanced tips and tricks in the future. And this will be for once you've got everything in this video down. There's more advanced tips that you're gonna need to look out for, like pre-prepping windows, and really there's just a ton of stuff in this game. So there's no way I could get all the advanced stuff in a video as well. Yeah, like pre-firing and pre-prepping windows and stuff, that's more advanced. I'll be going over in another video in the future. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you like, go check out the other content. And if you like it, subscribe, and then we can have a good old time. Cause
Whoa.
Yeah, boy.
You bastard.
Yeah, boy.
How did you do that?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Advanced tips and tricks coming up.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, how many hours have you put into this game?
Don't shoot your balls. Don't stay still. Yeah, no. Yeah, anyway, guys, as I showed Gmoney how to do this, that's it for this video. That's it. So subscribe.
Okay,
Hobos.
Bye,
There's
Hobos.
Slick Willy.
Yeah, that's
But
Slick
yeah,
Willy.
thanks for watching. Excuse everything that I did wrong, because I'm not a content maker. I'm just here to help.
Y'all have a good day. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.